What is up, guys? Woke up in a bad mood this morning. I woke up on the wall side of bed, so I thought, fuck it, yous are all getting it today. The three muppateers, Dr. Fat Skull, Molecule Murph, and Ratpole, the most boring man on YouTube. These three are the pufferfish of the dark side, surviving on the underbelly, grabbing other people's scraps, using other people's names, attaching themselves to any kind of drama. They're like bobbing turds in the toilet. No matter how many times you flush, they're still there. They just won't disappear. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to start off with the most boring man on YouTube, Mr. No Personality, Ratpole. This guy, all he does is watch dark side videos day in, day out. Uses other people's names. The only time he does his own content, which is like a roast video about me or the biz, he'll probably get like 100 views, maybe 200 views, because he's crap. So he has to use the names of people who are more interesting, more entertaining, pretty much anybody other than himself. And it's amazing how he's gone from looking like, within a week, he's gone from looking like a fifth member of the Tabernacle Church Choir to looking like, having a bald head, looking like one of my old crackhead buddies. He's really fell off. And why do you never lose no weight? He's been on about losing weight for the last 6 months. And the only time he's actually lost any weight is when he was on a 3-day crack binge the other week. And he was like boasting as if that was an achievement. And he was going to fight another pretend fighter. He's going to fight Shadow Bacon. Of course, never happened, never does. He's 55-0 now, 55 fights, no losses, no wins, no draws, no fights. And what I find interesting about it is, if somebody comes along who looks like they're not much of a fighter, you know, looks like they can't fight, then JDP's pulling out his kicking money. Oh, here's $2,000 kicking money. Come to Crewe and I'll punch you already. Well, first of all, nobody's coming to Crewe because nobody knows where it is. It's such an irrelevant little town full of fucking idiots like Rubberface and JDP. And when somebody comes along who actually looks like they can fight and puts it on him, there's a big turd in his pants, and he's saying, oh, I'm not a fighter. I've never said I was a fighter. Well, you have. You always do, but you never fight anybody. And then he does this little fight pose, what he does with his tiny little Pringle hands. Do you know what Pringle hands are? This is what he's got. He's got tiny little Pringle hands. He's got a big fat arm, tiny little fist, and little claws, little fat claws on the end. Have you seen that meme on Facebook with that fat woman's arm? A little fist, little fat hand and little fat claws, and then a tub of Pringles because she can't get her hand into the Pringle tub to grab the crisps. Well, that's what he's got, tubby little Pringle fists, that's what we're going to call him. And he stands there like that. It's about as intimidating as a fucking tennis ball. And I just think, wow, if you ever punched anybody with that little tiny glass woman's fist, his body would explode. And he's got his big stupid teeth. And he goes on like saying he was an assassin in prison. Fuck me, mate. You have never... There's no way you've done more than 6 months in jail if you're talking like that. He even phoned his mate up to verify it. Ooh, we were assassins in jail, weren't we? And his mate's like, yeah, mate, yeah, we were. He's probably thinking, shut up, you prick. What you on about? But yeah, he's so boring, so uninteresting, that nobody even watches his videos. The only reason they watch him is because he puts other people's names in the title, like Brett May, and apparently he was writing him a letter as well. He's such a little fanboy, isn't it? But yeah, just a weirdo from Crewe, which will take us on to his next guy, Molecule Murphy. Wow, that guy, what a strange little man he is. If you don't know who he is, he's 4 foot tall, right, and he keeps dressing up in weird kiddies' clothing for some reason. He does like 50 videos a day and dresses up in all these strange outfits. It's like he's buying all these outfits. It must cost like hundreds of pounds, and he does videos and gets like 100 views. Does all this effort for nothing, and this guy is a proper little stalker. And he comes on YouTube, right? And if anybody mentioned, the worst thing you can do with Molecule Murph is like engage with him, because he just falls in love straight away. Like Ratpole said something in a video and said, "Oh, I was watching Murph last night, it was hilarious," and that was it. Murph was showering him with money and sending him flowers, proper fell in love with him over a 3-day period. And then Ratpole mentioned somebody else, like Hedgehog Man, and he broke his heart and he fell out with him, had a big old meltdown, made about 90 videos a day, dissing him, left YouTube, and then came back the next day and apologised. And that's what he does day after day. He's a very strange little stalker. He's got this molestation order on him, against him as well, because he can't control his little baby emotions. So, you know, if a woman like says hello to him, he falls in love straight away. Any woman that's not like throwing Bovril and his hot Bovril in his general direction, he falls in love with them. And then when they're like saying, "Listen, mate, I don't know you, go away," he'll start bombarding him and terrorising him. And he's got some sort of molestation order on him now. He's not allowed around women, which makes sense. And yeah, he dresses up in all these weird clothes, outfits, and the only outfit he doesn't dress up in is the one that suits him. It's just a fucking clown's outfit. And he was in a, what was he in the other day? Like a priest outfit with a pig nose. I'm like, bro, you don't need a pig nose, you've got a pig face. I've seen him, he's always taking his top off. What is it with these weirdos on YouTube? Fucking JDP's the same. He takes his top off, his big titties hanging down. I don't want to see that. And fucking rubber faces like this. Takes his top off, he's built like a fucking ice cream. And he's like, Hedgehog Man, you get me? Fucking Ratpole, shut up you. Hedgehog Man, you get me? Ratpole, you fucking degenerate. Fucking shut up you. Where's you roasted? It's like, what? Roasted? He calls himself the king of the roast, and he just mumbles incoherent nonsense, and at the end says roasted, and thinks that he's roasting people. It's like, is that what it was? You know what I mean? You watch the video and you think, I feel like I should probably be offended here, but no idea what you're on about. And he's backing up wrong-uns, that Kung Fu Kev, who's a known wrong-un, and fucking Molecule Murphy's like saying, leave him alone and all this shit. And they all do it. He watches that Chris Hansen. He was on Chris Hansen's show as well, To Catch a Predator. He went under the name Kevin Westerberg. If you Google it, you'll see him. And I reckon he watches Chris Hansen shows, and he'll be rooting for the pedos. he's always backing the wrong-uns. But yeah, keep your top on, mate. Ain't no one need to see that. It's bad enough we have to look at that fucking rubber face of yours with all the weird, gross. And he's always got a dry mouth. He needs to drink some water, little white bits around his goblet. Don't watch him while you're eating your breakfast, because it'll put you right off your cornflakes. Well, don't watch him at all. I would rather read software terms and conditions than watch any videos of him. And I will give him, you know, don't let it be said that Stone Gun don't give people a fair shake, because, you know, he puts a lot of effort in, he spends a lot of money, but it's just nonsense. He just dresses up in some weird shit, kiddies' clothes, and I just think, you're just a lonely guy, aren't you? You're like the loneliest man in the world. He just desperately needs people's attention. And if you don't give him it, then he has meltdowns and crumbles. But yeah, keep your top on, mate. We don't need to see that melted mess. And he does it because he thinks he's jacked. Of course you're jacked. You're fucking 4 foot tall. If you'd never lifted a weight in your life, you'd still be jacked because you've been fucking pressed down. It's like Johnny Depp. I don't think he's ever done a day's exercise in his life. He's out of breath just walking. But anyway, let's move on now to Stinky Ratpole. Oh, God, that guy looks like he's got AIDS or Hepipongo, or he does not look well, does he? He absolutely does not look well. He's definitely got some sort of disease. And apparently he's been to the doctors lately because he's got trench arm. If you don't know what that is, because Ratpole looks like he stinks of shit. Let's have it right. He's scruffy as a pig. And even his missus is like, come on, mate, get yourself in fucking shower, you stink. And you know when homeless guys, like homeless crackheads, get trench foot because they've had the same socks on for like months on end and not washed their feet? Well, Ratpole's got trench arm. And I think Murphy's got a fucking trench face. But yeah, all his arms infected because he's not cleaning himself, so he's had to go to the hospital. And his missus, you know, one thing I've noticed is Ratpole's always making fun of people. He's pretending he's got a job, pretending he's playing rugby. And, you know, that's all right, I get that. It's a joke, it's a running joke. You're pretending you've got a job because you haven't really, you're just a fat, lazy dosser. And I get that. But then when you're making fun of other people for not having a job, when you've got a pretend job, it's unbearable. And he's pretending he's going out playing fucking rugby. It's like, bro, why don't you just actually go out, get some sun, and play rugby instead of pretending about it? And his big stupid arcade machine he's got in the background. He's just copying off Hedgehog Man, isn't he? He desperately wants to be in Hedgehog Man's gang and get big views and donations and members and all that, but it's just not that good. That's the reality of it. I mean, it's all right if you watch him once a week, but the thing that annoys me is he's got this pretend job and he makes fun of people for not having a job when he's got a pretend job, and he makes fun of addicts whilst being a fucking alky. And the reason he looks so like death warmed up is because he lives a shit life. Never leaves the house. He just watches Dark Side videos all day, every day. It's on all the lives. He's in all the comments. And he just eats crap food, drinks beer, probably doesn't get no exercise, doesn't leave the house, doesn't drink no water. And he did a video the other day and he was drunk out of his head. And he makes fun of Decker for having chew. You know, she can't understand him going, wah, wah. And yet, Ratpole's missus is exactly the same. She can't speak English. Have you seen her? She looks like a cracked up version of Danny G's missus. In fact, I think I'd rather have a blowjob up Murph than fucking... But yeah, he makes fun of addicts while being a fucking addict. And he was drunk as fuck, going, yeah, I've got to go to hospital. And then he pulled a bag of chicken out, fried chicken. Started waving it around like a fucking 20 bag of crack or something. So he's going, oh, me mental health. Like, bro, you're fucked. You can't be making fun of other people. You're pretending you've got a job, for fuck's sake. And he's like, oh, where do we find them? Well, in a fucking crack alley, but it's looking at state here. But yeah, you need a fucking bath, mate. Seriously, get yourself in bath. Smarten yourself up. Come and work for me. But he looks so bad because he's unhealthy living. And he pulled a bag of chicken out. This was a change from a dirty kebab, I suppose. And I think, how can you eat that stuff day after day? See, I don't really eat takeaways. The last time I had one, it was awful. Like, I used to like those. I went to McDonald's, I was a bit depressed, and I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to buy some junk food because that'll make me feel better. And I used to love the McDonald's sausage and egg muffins. So I went and got one, and I got a sausage and egg muffin about 6 months ago, and it was 2 hash browns. I thought, yeah, well, I got home, opened it up, and I was like, fucking hell, they've shrunk. It used to be twice that size, and they were only £1 back then. Last time I had one, and I've got it. And it was disgusting. The bread was all soggy and soft. It wasn't even cooked. It was like doughy. The sausage had bits of bone and gristle in it. The sauce was all watery. I don't think he even ate the full thing. And then the hash brown, it was wet. It was dripping in fat. And it stunk the whole house out. It's like, all night. I had a fucking headache because all I could smell was like burning fat. It's disgusting. And I think to myself, how can you eat this stuff day after day? It's only when you don't really eat it that you appreciate how fucking nasty that stuff is. But Ratpole loves it. He lives on it. So that's probably why he looks like he's dying of age. But you know what? Out of the three, he's like the lesser of three evils. You know, he does make me laugh now and again. Usually when he's laughing at himself. But it's time to get in your shower, mate. Serious. If you've got trench arm, you need to get in the shower, clean yourself up, get a bit of sun, you know, touch some grass, and maybe just actually get a job instead of saying that you've got one. And if you don't want a job, then you can't be making fun of other people for not having a job when you haven't even got one yourself. So yeah, that's the video for today. Oh, I was watching some of this morning. Fuck me, mate. This is where we're at now. Over the last few days, I've been talking about Tommy Robinson because I love Tommy Robinson. I think he's a proper geezer. He stands on what he says. You know, he's got balls the size of watermelons, bigger than Murphy's, probably, because he hadn't had sex for forever. He's still a virgin. So yeah, I admire Tommy. I've been talking a little bit about him lately. Because I don't like the way the country is now. It's pathetic. I was watching something this morning as well. And it was like a TikTok clip or something. And it was a group, like a panel talking, and one of these guys was talking about immigration. He says, look, we need to get tough on immigration and stop pansying around it. And they all went, what do you mean, pansy? That's offensive to gay people. And they were all offended and shocked, and they were looking at the camera, shaking their head. I was like, really? That's where we are now? You can't even say anything? And oh man, it was just so... It's pathetic, and my mind went straight to that movie. Have you seen Reservoir Dogs? Because I missed his old banter. And in the movie, they're all doing a job, and they're all sat around, and they're using fake names. And the bloke who's organising the job, brilliant movie, Reservoir Dogs, he says, right, these are your new names. He says, you're Mr. Brown, you're Mr. Purple, you're Mr. Yellow, you're Mr. Red, and you're Mr. Pink. And he says, why am I Mr. Pink? He says, because you're a faggot, okay? Now shut the fuck up. And I was like, that's what we need, you know what I mean? We can't be pandering to all this nonsense, because we're just going to end up where we are. And that's how it starts off, being offended by certain words, because they scan everything for racism and homophobia and all this shit. And that's how it starts. And then when you start feeding into it, you start letting them do what they want, and they progress to being Palestine fucking dogs, running around with signs and shoving the fucking flags in people's faces and screaming racist slurs. And they're still at it now, aren't they? They're fucking over, innit? They've got the Gaza Palestine free thing. What are they whinging about now? They're not bothered about Palestine. They just want something to fucking moan about, don't they? They're fucking nuts, aren't they, those on the left? But anyway, I think we've covered it all now. I expect a few videos back, I'm sure. Jordan Peele saying, oh, this guy, he's telling lies. That's all he ever does. He's too lazy to actually do a video and make some jokes or something. So all he does is just react to it and says, oh, he's telling lies. Rubberface will probably do 90 videos a day. You got me. Shut up. Just fucking mumbling incoherent nonsense what nobody understands. And Ratpole will just do the same. My mental health, he's on the packet, he's in his back's bedroom. And same formulaic, boring, basic, average stuff, what we see from day to day. So yeah, if you like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Monge 2, YouTube, Monge 2.